So let us start. So today is the first day of our after lockdown. So this semester I'm going to start a new subject, and the subject name is service-oriented architecture. It is also called as SOA. 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 So semester fifth, track one, T1, track one T1, IT 52, service oriented architecture, and marks distribution 70 marks for external and 30 marks for internal evaluation. So before starting the syllabus, let us discuss the syllabus first. So why this service oriented architecture is required? When we have software engineering, then object oriented analysis and designing, then why this service oriented architecture is required? The main advantage of service oriented architecture is, so in software engineering, mostly the standalone applications are again developed in software engineering, as we know that, using waterfall methodology or rapid application development or simple SDLC classical approach. So you develop the application with the help of software engineering. Then in software engineering, the major drawbacks is the maintenance. So development cost 10,000 and maintenance cost may go beyond 10,000, 20, 30,000 like that. So to reduce that, and reusability 0. So for that, uh, we have thought of different advanced architectural style, that is the object oriented analysis and designing. And that object oriented analysis and designing gives us the reusability, and due to that the project cost is again reduced tremendously. But this reusability is limited with the application. Means suppose I have developed the reusable application in Java, so I can reuse that application in only Java technology. Suppose I have developed one application or one class in ASP.NET, then I am able to use that application, that function in only that .NET framework. We cannot go beyond that. But nowadays the development, normal development is over. Organizations are again having different types of systems developed in different technologies. Now the need is to interact with different technologies. Suppose I have previously I have developed the application in Java technology, and that Java system, from that Java system, I want some information in my ASP.NET system. From ASP.NET system, I want some information from my new PHP system. So how this different technology interaction communication took place? For that we required altogether a different technology, and the name of that technology or architectural style is the service oriented architecture. In service oriented architecture, before starting this service oriented architecture, let us see the example. Suppose we know that we frequently visit the ATM counters. In ATM counters, the advantage is, suppose the I visited say SBM ATM, SBM customer, this UI, any UI develop in any technology. So SBI customer want to interact with the bank for withdrawal of money. So what the customer does, the customer uses this UI, then he insert his card inside the card reader, and card reader reads the customer information. So here, whenever customer gives the input, so that input is called as the request in service-oriented architectural style. And generally, this request and response is communicated with different application through XML. Again, here the XML is common, and XML gives us the interaction between means interoperability, because Java knows XML, ASP.NET knows XML, PHP knows XML, Python knows XML. So any technology knows XML, because XML is the universal language known to all the technologies. So if the technology knows the XML, so what is our first aim is to convert our request into XML, so that that XML request is understood by any technology, maybe Java or .NET or PHP or Python. So whenever here in service oriented architecture, whenever you are designing the UI, user interface, the UI understood the request in XML. So if you want to give anything to the SOA systems, then you have to give the input in XML, convert that input in XML technology. So whenever the XML information is received by this UI from the from your 14-digit debit card number, so first two digit numbers are again reserved for bank. So they identify the bank, and from the identification SBI customer. So this particular application understood that the customer belongs to SBI bank. So his customer is again forwarded to the SBI server. SBI server. And the technology developed in SBI server is any. Okay, assume that the technology is, suppose SBI developed their application in Java technology, front end Java, back end SQL, SQL server, Oracle, or MS Access, DB2, anything, any database. So when this XML request, so any UI is not understood by Java. Java understood the XML request. So Java read information, XML information easily. And using this XML information, the query is executed and the account holder details are again fetched. Again, these details is not given in Java technology. Again, the conversion of Java output into response. So response is given in XML technology, because this UI understood the XML. So here, suppose I am using PHP, so PHP understood the XML. So I have to display this output of Java to PHP. So PHP understood the XML. So that XML request I want to print here in this UI. So UI accept the XML request and display you the balance and ask you how much amount you want to withdraw, and accordingly you are selecting different terms, and if sufficient balance is there, then through the dispenser you will get the money, and the transaction is again communicated in XML only request. Through that request the account is again updated, you will get the updated message. So any customers, any other bank customer can interact with this particular system. Suppose the Union Bank customer visits same ATM. Again, he inputs his card. Card reader reads the details. Then that details are again provided to Union Bank server. And Union Bank server is, suppose they have developed their web site, bank site, core banking application in ASP.NET. So information request is given in XML language. So ASP.NET knows XML, not knowing Python, PHP. So here they know XML. So they read the data in XML, execute the data in ASP.NET, and output is again, that response is given again, not in ASP.NET, but in XML. Suppose Maharashtra Bank customer. So Maharashtra Bank, PHP. So PHP knows XML, not any like other technologies. So due to XML, these different websites, they process your request, and for that we require the web service or web APIs. What is the advantage that web service or web API? These web services, web API reads the XML request and gives the response in XML. And due to this XML request and response, the user means developer can interact with interact using different technologies. So this type of again operations called as this type of systems are called as interoperable system. And in future you have to develop this type of application, interoperable application. And for that you must know the development of web services or web API. Again, in web services, there are two types of web services, SOAP-based service and REST-based service. SOAP-based, so simple object access protocol-based service, and REST, representation state transfer protocol service. So these two types of web services generally popular and developed by the developer, and through that web services, this type of environment, this type of communication is possible with the help of web service framework. So in service oriented architecture, we are developing this type of application, means analyzing, designing. So our syllabus, service oriented architecture is syllabus is based on this thing, means knowing the service oriented architecture. So how to analyze the cases, case studies in service oriented architecture, and then based on that analysis, how to design the GUI or other how to design that system in service oriented architectural style. So the first chapter covers the basic things, fundamental misperceptions about SOA, tangible benefits, benefits, many benefits. You can communicate, any technology can communicate with any other technology. That is the biggest benefit of service oriented architecture. And here the XML plays a vital role. And this communication of different technologies is took place because of this web service framework. So we are going to cover that also. And every services are again services communicate with each other with the way of messages. The components of web services are message exchange pattern, service activity, coordination, atomic transactions, business activities, orchestration, choreography. These are the components of service oriented architecture. Whenever you are developing the services, web services, so we have to develop, we have to consider these many things. Messaging, message exchange pattern. So आपको what message you required when that service is successfully executed, what message you required when that service fails to execute. So message exchange pattern, service activity, coordination. Whenever you are developing application may contain multiple services. So coordination between these services are again important. Whenever I am withdrawing money, so For that, many transactions are again took place. First, you find out the balance. Then, if the sufficient balance is there, then ask the withdrawal amount. Then check that withdrawal amount and the balance not goes beyond the certain limits. So many things. So logic. So that coordination, atomic transactions, all these terms we are going to cover. Then whenever you are developing the web service, each web service is again having address. Suppose I am also having address, you are also having the address. So identification is possible. So similarly, whenever we are developing the web services, these web services are again having unique address. Just like you have the unique mobile number, unique email ID. So similarly, every web service is again having unique address. Again, they send reliable message. If successfully executed, provide the message, give the message. If not executed, give the message. So reliable messaging, correlation between the services, policies, what to do, what not to do. Then metadata exchange, exchanging the data between amongst the services, security features, notification and eventing. Notification, so subscribe, publish, subscribe, this type of notification. So one-way notification, two-way notifications, depends. Some principles of service-oriented architecture. Total 10 principles, 10 more than 10 principles are there, service-oriented architecture. That principles we are going to cover in this particular topic. Service layer, there are 3 different layers covered in service-oriented architecture. That layer architecture also I am going to cover. Then analysis part is covered in chapter number 3. So for analysis, these are the steps. Service-oriented design. For designing, these are the steps. So some design part covered in chapter number 4 and some design part is covered in chapter number 5. So 2 chapters based on service design. So the first chapter, basic. Second chapter, web service components. Third chapter, analysis. Fourth and fifth chapter is based on designing purpose. So today I am covering this much only. In the next lecture, I am going to cover one live example of web service, and after completion of that web service example, we'll start the web service fundamentals.